In this video, we will build a beautiful, cinematic, slanted, split-screen layout using nothing but pure HTML and CSS. Absolutely zero JavaScript needed. Let's build a highly unique diagonal slice card presentation. I'm going to show you how to write out a multi-panel micro interaction, step by step, featuring a perfectly synced layout shift that glides smoothly without causing any complex structural alignment bugs. Let's jump into the body tag, which is where our visible elements are going to live. First, I'm going to open up our master card layout frame container by typing out a div with the class split card. This forms an outer box that acts as our dark luxury component framework. Inside this main frame, I'm going to add a secondary container by writing a div with the class panel-content-panel-left. This wraps our technical content tightly so we can position our descriptive copy nicely against our upcoming structural slice. Now, inside this left panel, I'm going to create a bold section title by writing an H3 header containing the text string Premium Core. This is the physical text string that our typography styles will manipulate. Right below that heading, I'm going to insert a paragraph tag containing our descriptive subtitle text. Deploy localized server instances across high-capacity pipeline trunks globally. Next, I'm going to create the right-side presentation workspace right next to it by declaring a new div with the class panel-content-panel-right. Inside this right column, I'll write a small div with the class price label, holding the uppercase string starting at, to serve as our introductory micro-indicator layout. Directly underneath that label, I'm going to build our currency display element by adding a div with the class price-value. I'll type out the primary price text, $49, and then right inside this value block, I'll embed a formatting span tag with an inline style, setting its font size to 14 pixels, its color to #475569, and its font weight to 500. Inside this span, I'll type out our billing interval string, /MO. Now that our structural elements are ready, let's scroll back up inside our style tags and add the CSS as it appears on screen, line by line. First, I'm going to use the body selector to target our overall page canvas space. Inside the body rules, I'll type margin 0 to strip away any default browser spacing layout parameters. Then, I'll specify height 100 VH to force our page backdrop workspace to occupy the full vertical layout height of the viewport. Now, I am going to use display flex to turn our body layout into a flexible box container context. I'll follow that up with justify content center to align our card frame horizontally in the exact middle of the screen. Next, I'll write align items center to align it vertically, locking our entire component frame dead center on the display. To frame our project perfectly, I'll type background color #03050A to paint our viewport canvas with a deep, cinematic dark tone. To finish up this body rule block, I'll declare font family system UI-Apple System sans serif to render a crisp, modern system typeface layout, and then close our bracket. Next, let's target our main presentation card container by typing out the class selector.split-card. Inside this block, I'm going to write position relative to establish an absolute spatial alignment layout context for the geometric decorations we'll layer in shortly. I'll define explicit boundary dimensions for our card face by adding width 460 pixels and height 260 pixels. Then, I'll use background color #0C101D to style our base card color, which represents our visible right side background panel field. I'll create a subtle premium outline trim around the frame boundaries by writing border 1 pixel solid #22253F. Let's curve our container corners smoothly by typing border radius 24 pixels. Crucially, I'm going to add the parameter overflow hidden. This is an absolute must-have line because it tells the browser layout engine to cleanly clip our upcoming absolute background layers straight to the card's rounded outer borders. I'll cast high-end depth onto our backdrop space by adding box shadow 0.25 pixels, 50 pixels minus 12 pixels RGBA, 0.6. To coordinate our internal columns, I'll write display flex to activate a flex grid structure. I'll specify justify content space between to push our columns to opposite sides, and add align items center to balance them vertically. I'll pad out the internal horizontal edges by typing padding 0.40 pixels and ensure boundaries stay stable with box sizing border box. To smooth out our upcoming hover animations, I'll write transition border color 0.3 seconds ease. Transform 0.3 seconds cubic Bezier 0.2, 0.8, 0.21 to build a professional physics-based fluid feedback cycle and close out this block. Let's trigger our standard container physical lift behavior by writing a hover selector for .split-card. Inside this hover rule, I'll add bordered color #4F46E5 and transform translate Y -4 pixels, so the entire card glides upward and illuminates its boundaries on user interaction. Now let's configure the absolute diagonal split engine. I'm going to construct our background graphics split layout layer using the pseudo element selector .split-card : before. Inside this block, I'll write content, empty quotes, to initialize our virtual layout box context. Then, I'll write position absolute to yank it completely out of normal text flow alignment tracks. I'll lock its starting alignment context directly to the upper left boundary by typing top 0 and left 0. I'll define its initial horizontal footprint across the face of the card by typing width 65% and setting its height to 100%. I'm going to paint this layer with an intense, dark purple and deep indigo theme profile by writing background linear gradient, 135 degrees, #3110420%, #4F46E5 100%. Now for the master graphic slice trick. I'll declare clip path polygon 0%, 0%, 100%, 0%, 72%, 100%, 0%, 100%. These four geometric coordinate pairs cleanly chop our rectangular block into an asymmetrical trapezoid plate that slants backward beautifully. I'll push this entire visual slice safely beneath our text layers by typing z_1. Then, I'll add transition width 0.4 seconds cubic Bezier, 0.4, 0, 0.2, 1. So our slant line can animate its horizontal width smoothly and close out our bracket. To make that split line slide dynamically on hover, I'll create a targeted selector for .split-card: hover: before. Inside, I'll simply expand its footprint to width 70%. This forces the diagonal slice line to push forward seamlessly across the card face the exact millisecond the user hovers over it. Next, let's style our content column layouts by typing out the class selector.panelContent. Inside this block, I'll write position relative and z_2. This is an essential engineering step because it forces all our typography layers to float safely on top of our absolute background clip path graphics. I'll limit their maximum horizontal workspace area by adding width 42% and set color #FFFFFF to turn the characters a crisp white tone, then close the bracket. Now, let's target our left column text specifically using the selector.panel-left H3. Inside, I'll write font size 24 pixels and font weight 800 to make our headline large and crisp. Add margin 0.06 pixels 0 to control spacing, and compress the character tracking with letter spacing -0.5 pixels. For the description below it, I'll target .panel-left P and specify font size 13 pixels. Change color to RGBA, 255, 255, 255, 0.75. To soften its presence, set margin 0 and give it a comfortable line height 1.4. Finally, let's format our right pricing column text using the selector .panel-right. Inside, I'll write text align right to shift our pricing elements neatly to the opposing edge of the card. I'll target the label top string using .panel-right.price-label and set font size 11 pixels, font weight 700, text transform uppercase, letter spacing 1.5 pixels, color #64748B, and margin bottom 4 pixels. To finish our entire style sheet, I'll target our price digits using .panel-right.price-value. Inside this final block, I'll declare font size 32 pixels, font weight 800, and color it #38BDF8 to give our currency value an electric sky blue highlight that pops cleanly off the screen. Set margin 0 and close our remaining curly braces. Look at the screen now. As we hit save, our code executes cleanly. The asymmetrical split layout renders out perfectly. Thanks to our geometric clip path engine, the card face is cleanly sliced into 2 distinct visual fields. The moment our cursor floats over the boundary, the card lifts smoothly, and the diagonal slice line fluidly glides outward across the frame, entirely powered by hardware-accelerated CSS calculations. If you found this real-time build helpful, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. See you next time.